Ciao. Welcome. If you are new, welcome back. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being here. I'm just going to give this a quick little test. I hope I can tune in with it. I'm going to check in. If you are there, can you hear me? I've been having issues with my microphone. Can you hear me? Yes? No? Maybe? I'm just going to tune in and make sure if I can be heard or not. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, I apologize. I'm just trying to figure out if I can actually hear or not what is going on. I'm having so many technical situations. I guess I will give people a moment to tune in. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know. It's not really working for me, so I don't really know. Okay, well, I'm just going to pray that you can hear me, and I'm going to continue on with the message because I'm already at 2 minutes, and hopefully if you cannot hear me, you say something. If you hop on, you say something directly right away, okay? So, welcome. If you are new, as I said before, welcome back. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being here. I'm Zoe, and this is Divinity Within Me, where we get in touch with the divine that is within each one of us. So, let's do that. What are we here to talk about today? We're here to talk about, and I actually waited a couple of days because the weather has been crazy here, and the energy has been crazy as well. So I decided to wait till today, 11:11, and start at 11:11 my time, because this is a super magical portal. So not only are we talking about the full moon, the lunar eclipse, which is in the sign of Taurus, but we're also in the sun sign of Scorpio still. So this is a huge transformational shifting of events, right? And if you tuned in for the new moon, which was in Scorpio a couple weeks ago, we talked about that being the beginning of the eclipse season and kind of starting this energy, kind of like rallying this energy up. Now we have like this super culmination point of this eclipse energy, and it's happening in the sign of Taurus. So something really interesting, guys, is Taurus is currently the north node. So this is our collective direction, right? Where we're going in life, what our purpose is, what we're here to do, what we're here to fulfill. And the south node is Scorpio. So go figure, right? Beautiful. So it's Taurus is the opposing sign to Scorpio. It's on the opposite side of the zodiac chart. So it is, I wouldn't say it's opposite, but more of its, could potentially be its balance. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it without people getting the wrong idea. But Scorpio is all about this transformation, going in, digging deep, doing this shadow work. And Taurus is all about kind of getting grounded, right? Like it's an earth sign. It's about getting settled. It's about having things, the best of things that we like, right? It's about getting grounded or settled in the things that we do, our work, our relationships, our homes, and kind of like touching in on more self-reflectant and more of the, I would say, like the finer things in life, right? Like Taurus is an extreme sign of indulgence, in my opinion. They love food. They love to eat. They love nice things. They love to have all of the things, they need them or not. And above that is they're all about the possession of things, right? So, interesting little fact, this is what makes, because the house that Taurus sits, if you are a Scorpio, by the way, happy birthday to my fellow Scorpios. This is what makes Scorpios become so intertwined in their relationships, because where Taurus is actually sitting in their houses in the opposition of their chart, it means this love, what is mine, right? Like, we could be wild, we could be crazy, but we don't want to share our love so much. We can be loving, outgoing to it, but you know, sharing our person or our love is like, that's, if we share, it's because we love the other person, maybe, but this is why it's more of a harder process for us if you are a Scorpio, fellow Scorpio, because where Taurus is sitting in your chart, because the house that it is ruling. So let's talk about some of the energies that this is bringing up for us, right? So what is a full moon? A full moon is a culmination point when the moon is hitting its full point. A blood moon is basically when there's like a refract of light coming back and it's causing the moon to be blood. When there is the eclipse, it's when there is a blocking of the sun and the moon. So this is really powerful time, right? Eclipses are energies that are changing, right? They're indefinite changes that are happening, that are occurring, that are going to be shifting our perception, our perspective kind of forever, on a forever basis. So right now is all about perception and projection, as always, 9/10 of universal law, right? So how are we seeing things and how are we projecting things? And what are the things that we want to see? And is that what we are projecting, right? So again, like I said, this lunar eclipse took place in the sign of Taurus, which is also the north node. So it's kind of like it's a lot of energy, right? I think we have like 3 or 4 placements that are in Scorpio right now. I think like 3 that are in Taurus and 1 that is in Aquarius. Now, all of these are fixed signs. This is fixed sign energy. What does this mean? Well, if you are one of the fixed signs, it means you're going to feel it the most. If you're an Aquarius, a Taurus, a Leo, or Scorpio, this is definitely going to be really impactful for you. However, what also means is this is a great time, right? Because fixed energy is all about how we set things into motion, right? So now is a great time to start new routines or regimens, right? Like now we're going to get back into journaling every day, into working out, into getting up earlier, into changing our dietary things, like all of these different things, right? It's a great time for a new regimen. This must be some type of whatever. Okay. And the North Node is opposing Uranus. Now, Uranus is the Uranian energy, is Aquarian energy, right? It's the ruler of Aquarius. So this means sudden, abrupt changes, right? Coming in, sudden, abrupt changes coming in out of nowhere that maybe weren't ready for. So what does this also let us know, right? It teaches us how to better navigate through these changes and things that can occur, right? And how we can be a little bit more open or more fluctuate, like be able to fluctuate, be more flexible to these indefinite changes and things that are coming in us. So basically, this is opening the door towards our destiny, right? Because it's like the North Node, the Taurus, all of this. And this is our collective destiny, right? Now, eclipses are portals of change, obviously. Anything can happen at this time. Again, with the Uranian energy, definitely anything can come into play. And again, it can be unpredictable. Sometimes it can even be volatile. It's kind of like a midlife or whatever, midterm checkpoint, right? Like where we're really reevaluating ourselves and what our purpose is, our destiny, whatever we're doing. And that's what's going on, right? And we'll experience a lot of these eclipses in our lifetime, and they will be extremely dramatic. What's important is to not get overwhelmed by the energy that comes in, but to properly navigate this energy that comes in and to understand, okay, I'm ready to reevaluate for reevaluation for what's coming in, for what's meant to happen, for what's coming. Look at that at 11:11. So if we're on track, the eclipse energy, right? If we're doing things that we're supposed to be doing, the eclipse energy will kind of like boost us forward, right? It will help us kind of get forward and moving more towards what we're wanting. Now, if we've wandered off our path, our soul's path, right? I won't say our soul's journey because the journey is the journey, but if we've wandered off our soul's path, then the eclipse will kind of pick us up and shake the shit out of us. Like, what are you doing? Hey, Val, what's going on? Like basically getting reprimanded, and so sometimes that doesn't feel good. However, it's always in a kind or positive way, right? Like it's reprimanding us, right? Universe is reprimanding us to get back on track to where we need to be. It's like, that's a good friend, right? Like that's your homie right there. Like your homie's not gonna let you keep fucking up. They're gonna tell you, hey bro, like that's not good for you. That's not a good look. It's not good. So yeah, it can tend to derail anything that's not on track or anybody that's not in our best interest, and kind of re-rail or reschedule our train flight to something better, even if it's not what we want. It's crazy here. Like it's always so quiet here, and we have the G20 conference here in Bali, and so all of these high rollers 100% are getting these helicopters from the airport. The airport's just a little bit up for me, and it's just driving me batty because it's so loud. So yeah. So again, with the Uranian energy, with the sun in Scorpio, this is a super powerful time for change, for restructuring, right? And between Scorpio and Uranus and Taurus, which is like we're changing how we do things, we're changing how we live, we're changing the things that we even indulge upon, right? Like, is this because Taurus is a very big sign of fulfilling our pleasures, right? This indulgent sign. Like I said, it's the sign of indulgence for me. So it's like, are we giving too much time? Like, are we indulging too much into our work? Are we indulging in too much into our party or our pleasure, like our intimate or sexual pleasures, or eating too much or being lazy or whatever, right? Like, what are we doing, right? And this is like really giving us this frame to kind of reevaluate. Again, it's like evaluation, right? So that's exactly what we're doing. And how do we reset ourselves? How do we liberate ourselves towards our true soul's path and our authenticity, right? Because Scorpio is all about being authentic as fuck. Like, we don't like inauthenticity. Like, it don't fly, right? So yeah, you could be finding yourself having sudden like changes of heart, sudden awakenings, being like, what am I doing in this place? Like maybe it's time to move. Maybe it's time to shift out of this friend group. Maybe the things that I'm doing need to change, right? And you're going to find and feel this energy, right? Again, the Taurus energy is in North Node. And the North Node is collectively who we are here to become. Now, each person's North Node, now your North Node in your chart is going to be different than the collective North Node. It's just raining. It's crazy. I'm telling you. So, yeah, it's our path. It's our point of understanding of Dharma, of, what are we here to do? Do we know? Are we, you can see the rain outside. Are we really tending to that the best that we can? So because we're in Scorpio, I'm probably going to have to move you closer. Because Scorpio, it's all about the themes of death and rebirth. It's all about the themes of releasing all things that aren't good for us, and like shedding, right? It's Scorpio is really about this death and rebirth, the energy of the orgasm, right? This shedding, this old into the new, right? And clearing space and transformation. So also a great time to kind of decide what needs some transformation in our lives. Is it our space? Do we need to move some things around? Is it people? Is it our work? What is it, right? Like what is the transformation that needs to occur? And also it's all about shadow work, right? How are we attending to our shadow work? Are we attending to our shadow work? Are we having a lot of things that come up that are really uncomfortable for us right now? And this is really typical, right? Because if we fight back on that instead of feeling it and moving through it, we're not going to heal it, right? We have to feel it to heal it. It's just how it works. So, yeah, what are we shedding? What are we transforming to bring what we are moving, right? And what is this thing? What is this thing that we're moving towards, right? Full moons are all about culmination points, reaching this point of the full moon is when the moon is bright, right? It's when it's full, it's when it's at its brightest and its most intense. So this is all about also illuminating anything that was in the darkness. So especially during this time, we're illuminating any of our shadow work that we still haven't done, because again, we're in all this fixed sign energy. That way we can move forward, right? Even if it's not clear our direct path or what exactly is going on, we still have to be open to embracing the change that is happening, right? Even if it's uncomfortable, that's what change is. It's the only constant. Change isn't meant to be comfortable. Change is meant to change you. And you don't change unless you have these intense fucking kick in the pants, slap in the face type situations and awakenings, right? You don't. And what else? Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. So also we had Mars on the 30th. Mars has gone retrograde in the sign of Gemini. So Mars is the ruler. It's the co-ruler of Scorpio, but it's the ruler of Aries. So since we have this Martian energy, right? And it's gone retrograde in the sign of Gemini, that energy is about kind of like this forcefulness, this our ego, our self, our warrior, our resilience, all of this energy. So, and it's in the sign of Gemini. So what does this mean? What are we, what are we fighting? What are we putting off that we need to speak? That is our truth. What are the things that are our truth of who we are, right? Because not all ego is bad, right? Some ego is necessary. So what is it that we are not speaking, right? Because if Mars is retrograding in Gemini, Gemini is a sign of communication, right? And I mean Mercury, I'm sorry. And Mercury is ruling Gemini, and this is all about the side of communication. So what is it that we are not communicating? And it can be sometimes to other people. We aren't speaking our truths. We aren't standing up for ourselves, saying, this is what I need. This is what I expect. These are the things, right? But like also like, what do we need to say or come to grips with in ourselves? It's not always just what we direct verbally at other people. How are we speaking to ourselves? How are we speaking about ourselves? What is the language that we conduct with ourselves? Are we manifesting our destinies? Are we saying, yes, I can do it. Yes, I see this coming in. Oh, it's happening. I'm waiting for it. Or are we saying, oh, another bad day. I was dealt the cards wrong. Another whatever. You know, it's all about how we are speaking things, because our words create our worlds. That's why it's called spelling, right? Because we are writing it out. We are spelling it. We are physically speaking it into physical form. So there's a lot of this energy that we need to be really aware of right now, right? And I think Mars is going to be retrograding until next year. I think until like the middle of January, right? So let's not get angry also about the things that we need to say or how we communicate them with other people, because there can be the tendency to have a short fuse also with this energy, to be like, you're not fucking listening to me, you're done, blah, 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 blah. So make sure you don't have the short fuse. Make sure you're speaking your truth. But if it's angering you, make sure you take a breath and a moment and collect your thoughts of what you need to speak and why you need to speak them, and really move through this, right? But yeah, just know it can cause a lot of frustration and volatility, because Mars is the planet of war. So don't go out there fighting with people about some shit, because you're going to find, I caught myself a couple times this week getting mad at postal delivery people, like, what the hell? Why isn't it here? Like, la, la. And then I have to be like, I apologize to the person I'm talking on the phone to, because they're just the operator, right? They're not the ones who messed up. They're only here to take my call. So I apologize and I thank them. I give them a good review, but I've literally had to catch myself twice this week. So nobody's perfect, you guys. Be clear about what your needs are, and make sure to speak those clearly without any altercation or volatility, because the Mars energy will cause that. It will cause the short fuse. It can cause, and with the Uranian energy right now as well, it's the electricity. So it can cause this sudden change of intensity that maybe we don't even know what we were saying after we said it. So collect yourself before you express yourself. So Taurus, again, with the North Node, with this eclipse in Taurus, it's talking all about our self-worth, right? Our values. Taurus is also about money, resources, food sources, our bodies, and the physical earth, because it is an earth sign. So be attentive to, if you are planting gardens, like how you're feeding yourself, prepare yourself for food sources, consider how you are spending your resources, what you are putting your resources to. And that's even down to your energy, your time, right? All of these resources are playing a vital role right now. And again, Taurus is also the ruler of our throat and our voice. So again, it comes back to, are we speaking our truth, right? What are we speaking? Are we speaking our truth? So these are really important themes right now, right? With the Mars retrograding into Gemini, right? Speaking, communication, Taurus being the North Node, being where the full moon was, everything. It's all about our voice. Yes, you need to speak up more. Yes, We have to speak up more. But again, remember, because this Martian energy, do speak up, speak your truth, but do not try to avoid conflicts in doing so, right? Do it very consciously with intention, because our words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. So consciously think about what you're saying, right? What do you need? What do you need to give voice to, even with yourself? Like, hey, self, you got to get up earlier and start doing this. Hey, self, I got to tell myself I can't work out 5 minutes a day. I need to be working out 25 minutes a day. Not because I'm fat or I'm not strong, but because it's good physically and mentally. And this is what I've been telling myself the past week, because this is important, right? It's not just about what we tell other people. It's about how we speak to ourselves, also about ourselves. Don't be like, oh, I'm so dumb. Don't say things like that. Or, oh, I can never remember, or I'm not good at that. Don't say that. Change the vocabulary. I'm getting better all the time. I'm improving. I wasn't always the best at this before, but I am doing my best every day on any level of anything, even if you're doing a diet or anything, right? Speak these things, speak them into your truth, and make sure that that's what's going on, right? So, what else is going on, you guys? We have this Venetian energy, right? So, Taurus and Virgo, we just had this star come back up. And the Venetian energy, the Venus energy, is all about this love and compassion. And now, since we had this shift with the Uranus and Taurus, right? It's able to be more loving, right? When we had the new moon, it was a little intense because Venus and Scorpio don't always get along. Not saying Scorpio isn't loving. We are loving motherfuckers, but we need love to be hit a specific level. Now we're coming to the point of where we can be more in self-love, and kind of tune into more of what's happening around us, right? Taurus loves stability, right? Venetian loves comfortability, right? Venus loves comfortability. They love to have people close. And with the Aquarius energy, we love to do things on a social or community level. So come in unity, and that's kind of where we are. Come in love, come in unity, and that's what we're doing. These are the changes that we're collectively making. Now, we also have this 1111 portal today. Now, I'm not sure where you are in the world, but it is 1111 where I am in the world, which means this amazing portal is open, right? 1111, 11s is like the gateway, the passageway, right? 2 11s, 1111 is now creating the structure or the stability. So now we're walking through not just a walkway, but through a new structure, like a new one love, one earth, one thing coming together. And this is all about the 1111. When you see this is all about unity. This is all about coming together, like companionship, coming together, figuring out who we're meant to be coming together with. And this doesn't just mean on an intimate level. This means on a social level, right? On a collective, on a community level, right? Who are you communing with, right? What are the things that you're communing with? And how can we walk through this portal and kind of hit these things on a better level? How can we create this stability, this new thing? How can we create this change? And when we start putting out there, we will see the people start showing up. I had somebody who I did reading for like a couple weeks ago, and they're like, yeah, well, I'm constantly seeking the community that I wish for. It's like, well, that is a very 3D construct. You need to stop seeking the community actively and say, I'm going to be putting out what I actively want to be receiving back. And I'm actively open to receiving these people. Because when you're constantly going out and looking for people and trying to fit people into these positions, it doesn't work. Law of attraction, law of magnetism tells us, right, that when we are on this frequency or this vibration, it will bring those people, those situations back to us. We don't have to actively seek it. We have to ask for it, release it, and be in the receiving mode to receive it. Now, if we're actively seeking, we are not receiving, right? Because we're in an action based instead of the Venus like receiving base. We're in this action base. It's very masculine energy. Now, this is also about the yin and the yang, right? We have with the Taurus and the Venus and all this stuff, right? This energy is about the masculine and the feminine. This energy, right? How can we find the balance? How can we regulate the balance is always what is the practical approach, but also what is the intuitive approach, right? Like, what do we feel here? Are we tuning into our intuition? Or are we just saying, I have to do this because this is what, like, I got to go and do this work because I have to have the money. Like, we have to be a little bit in the feminine energy as much as in the masculine energy. Know that there is work. We can't just say, I manifest something and then just sit there in our couch all day, eating bonbons, waiting for the universe to deliver it. No, we actually do have to put in a little bit of work for it, but not forcefully putting in the work to try to bring it in. Beautiful. I have these beautiful blue bees in Bali, and one is here right now. It's distracting me. So anyways, yes, profound changes will occur at this time. So what are we stepping into? What are we calling in? Make sure to tune in. If you could do any type of meditation, journaling, ritualing at this point or at 11:11, this is super powerful. This is 11:11 at 2022. So we're seeing this replication of numbers over and over again. This is powerful. We're going from 1 to 2. We're moving consecutively. That means there's movement. That means there's shifting. Okay. Now we also have this square in Saturn, you guys. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Now, Saturn is more of a masculine energy, and Saturn is all about, so there's going to be a lot of push and pull going on here, right? So Saturn is all about, we have to do the work. We have to be calculated. We have to be scheduled in order for this to happen. So you can feel a lot of anxiety, like tension, things that you like, I have to get this done. I'm running out of time. Do not allow that to overwhelm you, right? Just try to tune in to what's coming through. Like, what is the realization or what are the necessities, right? Like, how am I spending my time, and how can I better be allocating my time or my energy? It doesn't mean you have to bust your ass and spend all of your time, allocate all of your energy towards work. And that's, look at that, 33. But just be more cognizant of these things, right? So yeah, Saturn is all just, again, about helping us in all these fixed signs to create this better structure, right? How can we format ourselves with all of this new energy and all of this change that has been occurring the past few months? How can we better structure ourselves in all this energy, right? And we may feel a bit of a pull between what we thought we needed to do and what we feel we now have to do. Things are constantly changing. Change is the only constant. So just remember that, like, what is calling you? What is your soul's calling? What is your intuition speaking to you, right? And like, how can we work smarter, not harder, right? How can we lighten a bit of the workload instead of putting it all upon ourselves? Look at this, the sun is now coming out. Okay, so I'm going to move you back. It's not raining. The sun is now out. It's crazy. I mean, no, it's beautiful because we've gone through the stormy things. So Saturn is all about authority and constrictive energy, right? So how can we better not fight with authority, but how can we take control or use our authority, our skills, our know-how to kind of establish new structures? How can we figure out how to outsource or create better resources? How can we figure out, like, okay, we have to get this done, but do we have to do everything ourselves? No, like, hey, you know what? Actually, I know somebody that loves doing this that could use some work, or, maybe we can trade. Maybe we, again, because we're in this Taurus energy, resources and creating community with the Aquarian energy. So figure out how, on a personal and a collective level, we can be easing all of these tensions, and just kind of moving forward. How can we generate more with a little bit less work or energy put in, right? But yeah, we're definitely forced to prioritize at this time. What are our priorities? What are we devoting our time, our effort, our energy to? All the way down to people, to food, to this, to that, to TV, to our devices, to everything, right? Is it helping? Is it hurting, right? Like, and to each his own, right? We all have to evaluate ourselves. It's not anybody else's job to evaluate anything else for us besides ourselves. So don't let anybody tell you you need to be doing anything. You're the only one that knows what you need to be doing for yourself. So if you are a fixed sign, you're definitely going to be feeling this energy a lot. Definitely look in your chart, see where Scorpio and Taurus are falling, what houses they are falling in. If you see what specific house they are falling in, what each house is representatory of, like self, home, finances, right? If you see where they fall into your chart, you will see the energy of what it is. It will give you more of a guidance of what it is that you need to be personally working on, right? And yeah, you can get free birth charts on the internet. Go to like Astral Cafe or something like that. Get a free natal chart. You have to know the time and place, the exact time and place that you're born, and it will give a listing of where things are, where your houses are, where different things are in your chart. And this will help you navigate. This is why I do these tune-ins and talk about all of the planetary things. Why? Because each full moon that is coming up in a different sign, each different transit that is happening is going to affect each one of us different. And how it's affecting us differently is all played out in where it is in our chart, right? Like what it is, right? So mine, I think, is like in like finance and love, right? So it's like, okay, so now I have this big shift of career energy, more finances finally coming in, and also like probably partnership, right? If I'm attentive and I don't fight the energy and I use the information that I know to navigate properly through it. So it's super beautiful, right? Figure out where these energies and these signs are activating in your chart to have a better flow, right? Let's see, any other notes here? Because Taurus is an earth sign, make sure you spend time in nature. Make sure you ground out. Anytime you're feeling anxiety, extra tensity, make sure you find time every day to just go for a walk or sit in the sun, go by the beach, just be in nature, activate that, because Taurus is a very earth sign. Ground out. It will help you. So yeah, either way, this is a beautiful energy, and we can all use all of this knowledge and this energy to help better ourselves, to help move forward, to help transform, to create a revolution in our lives, because eclipse energy is indefinite, changing energy. You guys, I'm dying. I didn't get any water when I sat here this time, which is crazy. So now I am going to Pull a few cards for the collective. If you guys have a question and you want to ask a question, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I would love to answer those questions for you as always for my full moon readings. But yeah, until then, I'm going to pull some cards for the collective. What is the energy for this 11/11 portal? And you guys may feel, now that it's been a couple days after full moon, you may also feel like more like you understand what the energy was about. Now, the energy is always the most potent on the day up. However, this eclipse energy is going to carry about for the next 6 months. So it can be a slow transitional changing. It doesn't have to happen right now or by the time the sun sign is up or whatever. So make sure to keep that in mind. You know, like, don't try to force anything. Never force. Flow. Flow. So let's see. Yes, it is for the collective. The Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Awesome. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will only occur naturally because Spirit has your back. Serapis Bay, Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. You are reflecting the light, right? Also a good time, you guys, to tune in with your ancestors, right? Ask your spirit guides, your ancestors, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Can I tune in? Can you give me any guidance, please? Answers, guidance, light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So yeah, these messages are coming through if you are paying attention to them. Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So yeah, you guys, this is all about transcending past old things. This is the energy of Scorpio. This is the eclipse energy. This is the portal energy. This is exactly what's happening. So they're asking me to pull one of these. Oh, 2 came out. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Beautiful. The universe is aspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately towards the highest good. So we're flying, right? We are flying. We are expanding. We're getting up there. I'm going to bring some of these in. What are the cards? Okay. Messages for collective regarding its portal. Look at that, 11 by the book. So there will be some things that we are going to encounter, guys, that we're going to have to follow the rules for. By the book is really about, this could be legal situations. It could be certain things that we need to do. It could be about getting some things in order for ourselves, right? Messages for the collective. Oh, that one went far. Time for a nap. So make sure to take time for self-care, you guys. Make sure that you're not overdoing it. Again, with the Saturn energy, the Capricorn and the Saturn energy is really this super, gotta get it done. So as much as we want to fill our whole day with a full time schedule, it's not always that effective for us, like energetically. We need to save our energy. And remember, it's okay to stop, to take a nap, to rest. If you need to rest for a day, I just spent a day and a half resting, after the full moon, getting crazy downloads. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's our programming that tells us that you don't have the capacity. Look at that, 44. You don't have the capacity to do that. You have to do something to be productive. Sometimes taking time and the energy to recalibrate yourself and to rebuild your energy is what you need to be doing. Why? Why is all this happening? Because we need to reconnect with the yin energy, you guys. It's about this duality, right? Yin energy is about having compassion. It's about nurturing. That's why, because we sometimes have to nurture ourselves more than we are. We have to nurture our dreams, our business, ourselves, our homes, right? This is the energy. We have to nurture doing the work that comes with the shadow work, right? It can be dark, it can be intense. And we're going to get a lot of this energy. Okay, the Orphan card. We're going to feel a lot of this energy, but it's changing, you guys. It's going to change. And what do I feel intuitively from that? What I feel intuitively from the Orphan card is basically that sometimes as we're leveling up, actually every time as we're leveling up, as we are ascending, right? As we are in this ascension energy, right? Which two of these cards basically are saying ascending, ascendance and transcendence, right? As we're in this energy, we will find a lot of people and things kind of falling away. And why is this? Because as we level up, not everyone is ready to level up, right? And that's okay. Everyone has their own journey. It's not our job to guide or to lead people through things. You know, I was having this beautiful conversation with my dear friend Chansey. Big love to you, Chansey. This morning, you know, and I sent her this interesting video, and it's talking about as healers, right? As healers, we cannot forcefully try to impose healing upon other people, right? That's not our job. As healers, it's not our job, because if all we can see and acknowledge is that these people have healing work that they need to get done, then we can't respect them. We see them as below us, right? When we love people unconditionally, we see that each person is on their own journey. Sometimes our journeys align, sometimes they change, and that's okay for whatever it is. So sometimes we can feel alone in these transitions. Every time we level up, you're gonna feel alone to some extent because you're experiencing something new, completely new. But don't hold on to these old things that are dragging you down. Be okay with the new that is coming in, because that's really where we grow. And that's really when we call in these other people, these other circumstances that our soul is really craving, right? That's when we call it in. It's not when we stay held onto or feel like, oh, I'm losing all my friends or my interests, or I'm changing what I do. You know, it's like, I choose now, you know, like I love to go out dancing with my friends, but I choose only like a couple times a month. When I do, yeah, I do. I go all out, but not all the time. I cannot do it. Why? Because I have to recharge my batteries. It's how we get happy. It's how we stay happy, you guys. So let's pull some tarot. Anybody have any questions? Drop your question or comments. Messages for the collective regarding this portal. Ace of Earth. Beautiful, you guys. This is a new offering, a new start, something tangible, something we can get grounded with. King of Fire. Something we are passionate about. Queen of Air. And something we know that we have to speak into reality. Three of Earth. What is the offer? It's going to be who we choose to work with, how we choose to work together and build things with people. Are we doing what is our passion? Of Air. We could be learning. We could be going back. We could be learning new things. We could also have somebody other people that have a lot of passion for us watching us and rooting for us as well. Two of air, but we do have some decisions to make. Okay? We have to choose. We have to choose, and we have to choose, not asking somebody else. So what's going on a lot right now is people are getting distracted by asking opinions of others. So you can have feedback from people, but don't base your life decisions on what other people say, because you're going to end up miserable every time. Every time. You're going to end up miserable. Why? Because you let someone else tell you what you need to do, and you're the only one ultimately that knows. Yeah. You're the one that has to say, you're the one that has to take action. Some of you guys could be getting a call, a message. Maybe you haven't heard from people in a while. You may be getting, you may have somebody reaching out to you. You may have people reaching out to you saying, you know what, I have this new project. I'd like to work on it with you. You may have people that you want to reach out to work on a new project with. I have a fire. You can see her. Make sure that you guys' passion, whoever you choose to work with, that you have the same type of passion, that you have the same outcome in mind, because this is ultimately going to change everything. It's going to dictate everything. See, there's lots of butterflies and flowers and things going for her. Native air. And get out of your head. Don't get too lost in your thoughts. It's really easy to get lost in our thoughts right now, especially with all this energy. Let's get 3 more cards. Beautiful, you guys. So we have fire. Things can grow, right? Things can change at any moment, right? When we put in the work, the abundance will come. We have to be patient. They are changing. It's the energy of 5. We have to be patient. Show patience. Most of all, be in tune to your intuition. Show love. Be compassionate. See how she closes her eyes? Be compassionate. Because your dream, your wish is coming. There is some work. There is going to be some shifting. There is going to be some hard times, some tough times, some turmoil that comes from it. That's for sure. That's just sometimes part of life. Be okay with it. Love. Unconditional love, you guys. Self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. And that's what we're calling in as a collective, like one love, right? Some of you guys actually do have new partnerships coming in. Meeting, connection, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Make sure to take time. Make sure to connect with the people that are important to you. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So yeah, some of you guys may have a new partner coming in, or you may already be falling in love. The dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light. Adapt, change, heal. And love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So for a lot of the collective out there, beautiful, you will be receiving new love, whether that's self-love or actually from somebody. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's beautiful. Share your experiences. And I'll ask one more time. Does anybody want me to pull any cards? Does anybody have a question? Drop me a question before I hop off. I would love to pull a card and answer it for you. Anybody? Yes, speak up more. Speak up more, honor yourself. Any question? You guys want me to pull a card for you? No? All right. As always, you guys, remember to journal. There is, I think, a full meditation I dropped in the information box below. I really need to do some more meditations. I got to get a new microphone because my microphone only works when I'm doing live. So I got to get a new microphone and get on that. As always, I appreciate all of the love and support. Definitely like, comment, subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate it. It's a simple, energetic exchange. This is free for you. It helps my video get out there to more people and helps people have more messages and clarity and how to navigate through all these energies. As always, infinite blessings, love, and light. Ciao for now, you guys. Until next time.